Today, we're going to dive into a really powerful program that's designed to completely transform our schools with just one single simple idea. It's all about teaching a skill that can honestly change everything, learning to respond instead of just reacting.
So, what's the big difference here? Well, reacting, that's that instant, emotional, kind of impulsive gut feeling we all know. But responding, that's something different. It's considered, it's mindful. And the key, the absolute game changer between them, it's that little pause. This simple distinction is what the entire program is built on.
So, to really get why this solution is so brilliant, we first need to look at the problem it's trying to solve. Let's start with the challenge of reactivity, something we all deal with for sure, but it has some pretty unique consequences inside a school.
I mean, really think about it for a second. In a busy classroom, a crowded hallway, when students, or hey, even teachers, just react without thinking, what happens? It pretty much always leads to misunderstandings, right? Stress levels go up, and the learning environment starts to feel chaotic instead of calm.
But what if there was a simple tool, something built right in, that could counter all that impulsiveness? Well, that's exactly what this program brings to the table. It's all about harnessing a surprisingly simple idea, the power of the pause.
At its absolute core, the program has one main goal: to help students create a small but mighty space between something that happens and their action. It's about teaching them to just take a breath, find that moment of stillness, and choose their response, instead of letting an impulse choose for them.
And this whole philosophy is boiled down into a simple, super memorable mantra: respond, don't react. It isn't just the name of the program, it becomes this guiding principle, a little reminder for absolutely everyone involved.
Now, for an idea like this to really work, you can't just teach it to students and call it a day. That's why this program is so smart. It takes a whole school approach. It gets everyone involved.
Think of it like a three-part harmony. You've got the students, who are learning that core skill of pausing, but they're supported by the parents, who are working to create calmer, more supportive homes. And then the teachers complete the circle by building peaceful classrooms. Each group lifts up the others, creating this amazing ecosystem of mindfulness.
So, what actually happens when you bring students, parents, and teachers together with this one shared goal? The effect is, well, it's profound. It's a real transformation toward peace. The first change people notice is that the kids just become more mindful. They start to actually notice their own thoughts and their own actions, which, is the first big step toward making better choices on purpose.
And that new mindfulness, it has a direct effect on their schoolwork. Students also become way more focused. When your mind isn't being pulled in a million directions by every little thing, it finally has the space and the energy to really concentrate.
And maybe the most beautiful result of all is that students become more kind. And it makes perfect sense, right? Because that small pause creates just enough space for empathy to show up. It's a moment to think about someone else's side of things, and that leads to much more compassionate interactions all around. So when you combine more mindful, more focused, and more kind people, the effect just multiplies. It's not just about individual students anymore. The entire atmosphere of the schools starts to shift. It becomes a more peaceful, more harmonious place for everybody.
This really gets to the core belief behind why this program works so well. Before you can have real, effective academic learning, you need a foundation of emotional calm. A calm mind is like fertile soil. It's where real learning and genuine harmony can actually grow.
Okay, so this all sounds amazing in theory, but you might be wondering, how can I actually get involved or bring this to my own community? So let's look at the practical steps for making this change a reality. The program is really calling on two key groups to get involved. First, any school that's looking to host this kind of unique wellness program. And second, any parents who see how valuable this is and want to bring it to their own kids' school. So if you're interested in taking that next step, here is all the direct contact information you'll need. The program is presented by Vijnanamitra, and you can reach out to Venkata Ramana at the number right there on your screen to learn more about how to bring this to a school near you.
And that really brings us to our final thought for today. It's a simple question, but it's a powerful one. In a world that's all about speed and instant reactions, what if the most powerful tool for change we have is actually a pause? What could that one single intentional moment change for a student, for a classroom, or even for an entire school community?